Here we are moving on from question 11 of logical reasoning drill set number 9 over at lawhub.lsac.org, and we go to the final question, question 10. We've got our highlight tool ready to go, and we read the question stem first. It states, the dialogue provides the most support for the claim that Logan and Morales disagree over whether. So we are being asked to find what Logan and Morales disagree over. And because we're talking about a dialogue and claims already, we will want to highlight only conclusions that are presented by either of these speakers as we begin evaluating this information. So, starting with Logan, infrared thermography, which creates images that indicate locations of escaping heat, is an entirely non-intrusive detection process. Using this investigative tool on a building is a lot like sifting through discarded trash for clues, since both methods involve examining something that is open to public scrutiny. Police don't need a search warrant to examine trash that has been set out for collection, so they should also be allowed to use infrared thermography without a warrant. Morales then says, but trash is deliberately thrown out. The escape of heat from a building is generally not the result of an intentional act. Morales doesn't have a conclusion, but Logan really did. So we're certainly going to want to highlight this recommendation and make sure we highlight who they are. So police should be allowed to use infrared thermography without a warrant is Logan's conclusion that Morales seems rather clearly, I would say, to be implicitly or implying is not accurate. And there's this distinction between trash. So I might highlight in a different color the point at issue between the two people. So we know that Morales is highlighting about trash being thrown out, but escape of heat is not the result of an intentional act. And we know that the analogy that Logan used was sifting through trash for clues, examine something that is open to public scrutiny, and using infrared thermography apparently is very similar to that. Thank you for watching this LSAT explanation video of an official practice problem over at lawhub.lsac.org. If you're enjoying the explanation, please consider becoming a MyGuru member to get early and exclusive access to additional explanation problems to help you on your LSAT journey. You can also like the video and subscribe to become notified when additional practice explanation videos are produced by MyGuru. But for now, let's get back to this explanation. It's at your discretion how much additional highlighting you want to do when you're considering what must these people disagree with. It's kind of a hybrid of identifying a conclusion and identifying something that must be your inference task. So whatever is most effective or efficient for you is going to be best, but you can see that I really do want to be focusing before we even go to the answer choices on what a pointed issue might be, which is clearly this idea of trash being deliberately thrown out and infrared thermography apparently not being used to evaluate information that is being given proactively and deliberately. So starting with choice A, infrared thermography can detect some activities that could not be detected by the examination of trash that has been set out for collection. Well, we don't actually talk from Morales about what infrared thermography can or cannot detect at all. So there is nothing committing Morales to having an opinion about choice A, so that can't be something these two speakers disagree about. Choice B, infrared thermography is an effective means of detecting some types of criminal activity. Again, Morales is not concerned with the effectiveness of infrared thermography at all, so cannot be committed to disagreeing with anything that Logan said about that subject. Then choice C, police should be required to have a warrant in order to examine trash that has been set out for collection. Well, we're not saying that Morales is not concerned with whether or not the trash gets a warrant. So C, again, is just something that Morales does not address at all. Then choice D, the analogy with examination of trash is close enough to justify the use of infrared thermography without a warrant. Well, that is exactly the point at issue. Morales doesn't buy this trash argument. Logan gave the trash argument. The argument about trash, not the trash argument. It's kind of funny when you say it that way. But regardless of whether or not I made you chuckle, choice D is absolutely something that each speaker is going to be committed to be on opposite sides of. And then choice E, the escape of heat from a building being usually the result of an intentional act. Well, that's stated by Morales, but there's nothing from Logan saying that Logan must disagree with that statement. So you can see how the correct answer is D. And again, the key is highlighting what the conclusion is for either of these speakers. Again, the second speaker here does not even have a conclusion. You're kind of just focusing on it as an implicit conclusion. And hopefully this explanation video and all of the others for drill set number 9 of logical reasoning over at lawhub.lsac.org have helped you better understand how to work through these problems as you get ready for your own LSAT test day, whenever that is.